Hello there guys, and welcome back to another car modeling tutorial. In this episode we're going to continue to work down the side here. Previously we worked through the bottom rear section, and then we start to fill in the kind of gap with the wing here. It's not looking the tidiest. We'll maybe jump in here first, just tidy this up, maybe not get so much of an arch in there, make sure we're looking good, especially with our main feature lines here. And then we're going to run down the side. We've already got some geometry up top. I think we need to do a little bit of a change down here, so let's grab this real quick and just hold V and snap that there for now. We'll maybe run the side skirt backwards afterwards, so we might actually delete that portion and run that up. That's fine for now. Let's jump in then on the front here, and let's start just making this a bit tidier where we can, because we did add those new lines inside. Okay, and let's just make sure that this curve is looking good. I always like to go back and just double check all the lines, making sure they're looking good. We can see this one's got a little bit jagged. Let's jump in our top view here and see. I don't grab any rear facing ones. So that's looking quite nice now. Okay. It looks like in this portion it's getting a little bit wild from our extrusion before. So let's just try and match that with the actual direction that the wing's going, rather than the direction that the over fender is going. Something like that. So just bringing these out here. I think they're okay. Okay, so that's looking okay. So what I'm going to do is let's just stitch that side skirt there. Let's join to the back section, and let's grab all of the relevant edges down here. I'm going to hit Control E, and we're going to pull these out here, and I'm going to straighten them off first. And we're going to want to pull these lines to the start of the door. So let's think about the door here. And we're just going to follow the crease of the door there. Something like that. Now, we need to make sure that our line here is again flowing out. So let's maybe take this up here. Something like that. And let's soften that off, and this as well. Okay, maybe I want to pull it up just a little bit there. Okay, that's looking good. And then what we'll do is let's grab our multi-cut and let's bring this over here. Doesn't look like it's gone. Let's take that. Let's try and snap that a bit better, get a bit closer maybe. Okay. So that line's awfully thick, so let's work to the bottom of that line. like that. So we'll run along that bottom section there, and let's pull this over here so that lines nicely with the door. And what I'm going to do is with this here, I'm going to grab the target weld and I'm going to bring that up there, and that will allow me here now to spread these out a little bit as well. Something like that. And let's just see our top view. So we see we're quite a way out here. So let's grab all of these. We'll pull them out to match that door. We can see that the whole kind of arch isn't really sitting too nicely. So let's go through and bring those out. We can use the edges to kind of guide us. And I'm just really bringing these out until they're straight with that line there. So we can see that that extra line that just extruded is straight. So we'll bring that. Like so. Okay, so that's looking quite good. Let's grab these again. So all of these door lines here. I'm going to hit Control E and I'm going to take them all the way to the other side of the door here. And let's pull these into position. I'm going to go to one side of the door crease here. And let me just weld that. We know that needs to go up there, so we'll just weld that one up there. Let's work to the outside of the door crease. Okay. I think I'm going to work a bit higher here. Okay. So working to the back of that door there, let's select all of these. And let's just double check that we're looking good up here. So we see that we're sitting pretty much in line there, so that's looking good. I'm going to grab my edge loop and I'm going to drop some loops in here which are going to match the geometry we already have up top. Like so. So we can see now, let's go for our target weld. I'll throw that up there and there, because we know that those are already roughly in the correct spots. I want to double check the door geometry here, so let's maybe just pull any pieces that need it. I don't think we do. Okay. And then we're just going to want to make sure here that we're following the underside of this line just to match up with everything else. And we can see that that's where we start to kind of kick up on that line there. Okay, so that's looking quite good. We're starting to get that kind of body shape as we move up. Now, what we're going to want to do is we're going to want to do at the back section similar to what we did at the front here. It's going to be a little bit easier because this line that we have, this feature line, doesn't really intersect with the over fender that we have down here. It's kind of its own separate entity, so that's not going to be a big deal. What we do want to do is we want to make sure that the amount of lines that we have coming along here are going to match these ones. We don't really want to add any more inside here. If I drop an edge loop in here, for example, it's going to run down here, and it's going to be another one on my arch, which I'm not wanting too much. So we're going to just count that we have 1, 2, 3, 4 faces here. We have 1, 2, 3, 4 there. So realistically, I'm going to want to start my extrusion for this next portion about here. So let's grab the inner edge of each of these. We just want to find homes for these for now. We're not too fussed. It looks like I've actually extruded incorrectly back here, so let's just quickly fix that. It must have been in the previous episode. If you guys didn't mess up here, that's fine, but it does look like I went on the outside instead of the inside, so let's just grab these. I'm just going to bridge them back. I think it went to about there. That's fine. So yeah, let's go back in. We want 4 on there. Let's take all of these here. Let's hit Control E, and on that blue arrow I'm just going to pull those up. And what I want to do with these is I want to get these to start to intersect with that edge. So let's go up here. And then I also want to think about where these are going to go. So this one potentially could marry up here. We could drop another line in there. This one could marry up there. So I want to be mindful of where these are going to go. I think here we'll maybe go something like that. I don't think we're going to want to go all the way up there. Let's take that around here for now. I'm just holding V. I'm going to snap that and merge with Edit Mesh. We'll maybe take that bit separately. Okay. Grab these. So I think something like that is looking good. Let's check our top view here. I think that's looking okay. That should work. So I'm going to grab these edges for each of the ones that I meet in the line. I'm not going to worry about these too much just yet. And let's bring those up here. And think about where these are now going to go. So it looks like we already have a destination for some of these. So let's grab these as a vertices. We know that we can chuck that one up here. I'm going to hold down V, we can chuck that one up there. I'm going to insert an edge loop in the center up here. I'm just going to use that vertices then to help add the curvature. So that means now I can bring this guy up here, and then we could maybe add another one across the top of the trunk here. So let's grab that. And again, I want to make sure we're using these lines. That one will be okay. Yeah, I think that should be fine. And that means we can take this one up here. We can see now that that's already taken shape, because we know that these ones are in roughly the right spot. We do want to drop another edge loop in here as well. And let's just check the top for that too. Pull that out a little bit, I think good. And then we can snap up there as well. So we start to see there that we're looking pretty good through that rear section. So now I'm going to grab these edges. We should have the right amount. So let's see, 1, 2, 3. Okay, so it looks like we're probably going to have one too many. Let's just take all of them anyway. I don't really want this to come up there, so we'll probably have to add a line in here. So before we do, let's think about putting a bit of distance before we add the line, let's think about the elements that are already there. So I'm just going to make a lot more space in here. Before I do anything else, I want to make sure that our angles here are looking good. Okay. Bring these ones down. Okay, so that's looking okay. And then just one last check of this perspective. Now that we've brought these ones up, still want to make sure they're curving nicely, which I think they are. That looks fine. So we'll be able to drop a loop in here now. I'm going to go bang in the center, and after dropping that in, just going to bring a little bit more curvature. So let's think down here. Move these about a bit, so just make all that a little bit smoother. So now let's grab these edges. Let's also, before we do, let's just make sure the new one there is following that door line nicely, which it is, so that's okay. Hit Control E. Let's bring these over here. So firstly, let's merge that up here, because that's existing. These aren't attached, so I'm going to just hold down V and snap over here. Probably best do it in this perspective here because we've got that extra lip. Okay, so I think that's looking pretty good. I'm just going to check my references on here. So this section is looking okay. Because it does, after we hit that crease there, it does pop in. It does look like a lot of the emphasis is going to be on this line that runs through, so we're going to need to make sure that we get that looking good. I think for now that's not too bad. Awkward now is going to be this area. We're going to need to fill in this hole here. Before we do anything, I'm going to actually pull this all the way down here. I just want to make sure that we're curving nicely there. Because what I could do is we can actually bring this one up here. So let's target weld over there, and then hold down V and snap up here. Okay, so we can see this is where it's going to start to get a little bit awkward. I think what we might actually do is we might actually run another line through here. So let's go here to there, and then it means that can run nicely down here. So let's actually make sure we're in the right spot. And then let's bridge across. Okay. I think we're going to want a bit more curvature here. Something like that. And then maybe start to bring that line in a little bit there. Okay, so we can see now that we have a decent area here, but then we have these extra lines that are part of our real lights up there. So what we could do with these, we could do something similar that we have down here there. We can run one more line, but I think we actually have the line of the bumper here, which is going to make that a bit awkward for us. See what we can do about raising this one up. Let's check our back view. So it's looking okay. So we can raise that one up here. This one, let's see what happens if we snap that down there. That looks okay. Let's actually weld that one down there for now, which should allow us to bridge here, and then this section here we should be able to then just fill the hole for now. Okay, so it's not the tidiest, but we're looking pretty good on the whole. Alright guys, cool. So I think we'll leave that there. So now what we have is our main base mesh. I think what we'll do in the next episode is we'll ensure that we'll clean this area up at the front. We'll clean this area up here as well, make sure that everything's flowing nicely. It does look a little bit dirty inside there, so we'll maybe see what we can do within that area. And then I think what the next stage would be is to start thinking about dividing up the panels, start thinking about separating some of the things, and start to add some of the actual code details inside. So what I like to do generally at that point is create all the individual panels. So have the bumper done, have the wing done, the hood, the door, rear fender and so on. And then it will be a case of adding in the grills and all the kind of auxiliary stuff to that. So we'll leave that then just here guys. Hit the like button if you enjoyed the video, subscribe if you're new, all that good stuff. I'll see you in the next one.